that, though. As we head towards game number 3, we'll have to see whether or not OMG can get back on that horse. I want to see early aggression from OMG, not just in the bottom lane with a Samira, but the rest of the team there to support it as well.
Yeah, I'm caught between two minds because I think the early game has been much better for OMG where they can try and play through that. But I'm also looking at game 1 where the reason they had the win in that game was playing into the slow pace of RNG, going for the later scaling composition. So I'm kind of curious to see what the plan is. OMG would like to see the Zeri ban and then kind of stop this all blue top bans, or sorry, all blue top side of my screen that I'm seeing at the moment with all the bans.
Yeah, true, actually. Very blue. And RNG is on the blue side. I'm just saying it's an omen. Blue for days. Maybe Viego. That's pretty blue. Top catch. That's green. OMG, what are you guys doing? Get with the program. Viego is open. Wukong is open. Lucian is open. Gwen is not open. Lilia being hovered? I'd be surprised.
It'll probably be
actually,
the Wukong.
Wukong's supposedly very weak against AP junglers. Maybe a preemptive counterpick against Aki's Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just take the Wukong. Maybe it's a call out saying Aki go for it, but I think if Aki does actually go for the Lilia, I think it's too slow of a pace for OMG because they need a lot of help from the jungle. So I think going towards something like a Diana may actually be able to work out better. But I definitely want to see the Zeri locked in here. I think it's just such a strong pick at the moment, and that is no, we're almost there. Keep going, there. No, back one. There we go. Thank you, OMG.
Just flick it through. Abel, gonna grab himself that Zeri. As you say, back to game number 1 we go. Lock in the Corki for Cream. We're Gucci. We're golden. But maybe want to just go for the Viego for the time being. But perhaps the Corki will be taken if you don't go for it. Considering how well it worked in the previous game, I'd like to see it. I'd be very surprised by the Vi. Trundle. What happened to Viego?
So Viego can have a bit of a rough matchup against the Wukong, and I think basically what OMG are saying, hey look, we are actually going to go for Corki on this next rotation. We're going to go for full range and just look to poke, and Trundle can do very well in those compositions, even providing like an extra wall for Cream to try and use for the laser. There's a ton of peel that he can offer. It's just really good. So even just having the ability to steal away all those resistances from the Wukong at the second he engages, yeah, OMG are definitely eyeing up just long-range poke comp here. Like, with everything that we have, there's no way that they're not going to just lock in something like a Sejuani topside for Shan. Oh, sorry, Sejuani's gone, but like maybe something like an Ornn top lane for Shanji, and probably something like a Zoe or a Corki in the mid lane for Cream.
Yeah, we'll have to see the Brom, as you say, locked in. Galio being banned away. I will say, these drafts are looking somewhat similar to game number 1 so far with the Zeri Brom, with the Jinx Nautilus. The junglers have changed, but even still a positive sign for OMG as we head towards the second phase. Galio removed. RNG perhaps want to ban that Corki themselves, honestly, after game 1. And yeah, there it is.
Yeah. And yeah, I think they're going to ban Corki. Maybe something like a Zeri, but honestly, I think for OMG, denying things that have like really good engage, like the Galio, maybe a Twisted Fate as well, could actually be the call here to try and deny Xiaohu the ability to try and play in the map early and find the engages against what OMG have. But we'll have to see exactly what they want to try and go for. I don't see a world where OMG aren't trying to just go straight for a tank top and then some kind of poke for Cream.
Yeah, I'm curious what tank top they would go for, though, especially with Sejuani taking off the board. Something like a Scion, maybe, but it's not really been Shanji's style. Yeah,
I think
Ornn, potential option.
With Gwen, Fiora, like all taken off the board, you're pretty okay. The only thing you'd be worried about is like Breathe going for the Camille, but Camille without the Galio and that kind of stuff, you're not as threatened by. So yeah, we'll have to see exactly what the plan is here from OMG. I think you just take the tank top here for Shanji, and at least regardless of what way things work out, you know that you're going to have a good amount of setup for late game team fights and having a good amount of damage coming through from the Zeri. But Cream might have a different idea.
Well, this would be classic Cream, wouldn't it? This would be the kind of Cream that we know and love. He's a damn good Akali player, and I'm excited to witness it once more. You mentioned the Twist of Fate, though, Dagda. It's locked in for Xiaohu. A lot of proactivity now on the side of RNG.
Yeah, and I mean, it's great against something like the Akali, being able to lock her down when she goes in, having the Destiny as well to try and spot her out. Shanji maybe going back towards the gangplank here, but my biggest concern here for OMG is just complete lack of engage. Like, if you have the gangplank, sure, you can try and use it a little bit to slow down people and help to chase people down, but I think you need something like the Ornn here, where you actually have that engage, strong front line for your team fight, strong protection for the Zeri, and then maybe try and set up Cream when he can find these flanks to assassinate people like Gala.
Yeah, this is Shanji's first Ornn game of the split as well, but he has played, you know, we saw him on the Sejuani, we saw him on the Shyvana tank top, we've seen a Sion game from him, we've seen an Aatrox game from him, certainly not averse to playing the sort of tanky weak side top lane. But definitely an interesting composition coming out from OMG with the Zeri, Akali kind of bot lane and mid lane carries. But over on the side of RNG, this feels stock and standard. This feels so comfortable for them, right? These are all essentially classic picks for the players on RNG's side.
And I think that's where RNG will have to see if Xiaohu is going to be able to kick up the pace of the game. Just because with the Twist of Fate now locked in, you need to start roaming around early and getting those advantages. Otherwise, you do just run the risk of strong late game team fighting coming in. And I think the biggest issue for Gala is how do you try and position in this match? Because you have our Trundle pillars you got to worry about, Ornn ultimates coming through, Akali diving you in the back line with little to no protection there as well. So this is where RNG are actually going to be very careful about how they try and operate here, because I really do favor OMG's composition in a lot of these team fights.
Well, we'll see if OMG can get to an even state in those team fights, whether or not they're able to match up with RNG in the early game. I'm excited to see it, though. I feel like Cream is going to be one of the players to watch during all of that. As you say, Gala going to have his work cut out for him. But honestly, Breathe if he's a Mininar, Xiaohu, all of them will struggle to 1v1 against Cream. So keeping your eyes on that Akali. And on the Zeri as well, because Abel has been seen to be very aggressive, more than willing to jump over a wall and get into that back line. OMG anticipating a level 1 play. RNG do the exact same on the opposite side, but neither will go for it.
Now everyone just gonna walk away, make sure they're happy, and we'll have to see exactly how this early game is going to stack, because I really feel like we're going to see Wei paying a lot of visits towards Cream in this mid lane, especially when Xiaohu does have the ability to just lock up Cream very easily. Wei has a ton of damage, and just unlocking Xiaohu as early as possible to start looking for side lane roams is going to be very important. You can even see Xiaohu starting with the early boots here as well. He wants to start roaming outside of just the mid lane.
Yeah, he definitely does. Wants to get into those side lanes, and we've seen that from Xiaohu plenty of times, especially like level 4 kind of thing, moving around the map. He's got that spell book, so gets access to the extra summoner spells and can use those very effectively by being a part of early skirmishes. But also, we've seen it time and time again where RNG will try and set Gala up, get him plates, get him early gold, and get him ahead in the bottom side.
Yeah, and I feel like that is going to be the play here. Breeze should be totally fine to just chill out in this top side, bully out Shanji a little bit, maybe get some turret plates with the range advantage that he has. But Gala is going to be the main damage dealer, which is why I was talking about being a bit concerned for Gala in these fights, because it just feels like there's so much backline threat, and who really protects him in that regard when you're looking at, like, I mean, Ming not really going to provide very much in the way of like actual safety. Same with Wei and Xiaohu. Like, there's very little appeal for Gala if things start to go wrong.
Yeah, however, if things are going right, there's a lot of ways to make sure that the kills are placed right in front of Gala's open arms, like with the Nautilus there for the hooks that we're just seeing right now. Xiao with the gold cards, Wei with the knockups. Breathe can even throw people at Gala, which not always a good thing, I will say. Yeah, we'll have to see how it's going to pan out, because OMG, certainly with Shanji on this tanky top lane, I feel like even though we don't necessarily see it all the time, oh, Abel's still level 1, finally hitting 2. I think hitting 2 might have just saved his life.
Yeah, it might have been the flash forward from Gala, but Cleanse burnt on Abel, and just, again, Ming, we talk about it so often when he sees Nautilus, the hooks just seem to be heat-seeking, and honestly, I don't know how he manages to land so many of these bonkers hooks just using that hitbox.
Aki going to start his blue buff, but Wei's moving into the jungle here, drops a ward, wants to contest onto the blue. And this is tough for the side of Aki because Abel and Cold are farming under tower. They can't move right now, where Ming is already on the way. It means this blue buff will just be taken. This is that great team play, that great synergy that we so often see from RNG.
And now I want to see what Wei decides to do after this. So you get the prep coming through from Ming on the auto attack on the Rift Scuttler, which Wei will smite away. But this is actually kind of smart from Aki, because it means that now Wei can't contest him on the top side Scuttle if he wants to go towards that. But Breathe having push in the top and Xiaohu having control there as well means that Wei is just going to run over to this Scuttle and steal that one away as well. So, Wei going to just stick around in case Trundle tries to make a play mid.
Ming actually getting his demolish off there, but as you say, Wei sticking around there, gets a Scry's Bloom onto Aki. So full information there. We'll get both Scuttle Crabs on this one. Look at the farm difference between Wei and Aki right now. That ain't pretty if you're a fan of OMG. Cream is in big trouble here. A lot of damage coming down. They can't quite finish the kill off. Doesn't have to flash though, so Cream, ultimately, not going to be the end of the world for him.
Yeah, it should mean though that Xiaohu will get to push in this wave, reset, probably doesn't have to burn his TP to get back into lane as well. Pick up the Onion Boots of Lucidity, which is just really nice when you haven't used your ultimate yet, because it means you get the full use of the cooldown, the ability haste off of the boots before your cooldown starts to come up on your ultimate. So just nice here for RNG thus far. And we'll have to see as we start to crest that level 6, what exactly is going to be their game plan here.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Abel sliding on towards the lane once again. Dragon now onto the map. And we'll see if either team is going to try and prioritize that. Obviously, Akali, early on in the game, not necessarily the greatest champion until you've got an item under your belt. But we'll see, because Kareem's certainly a player that is extremely capable on that Akali. He would love to get a couple of early kills if he can. It's just a question of whether or not OMG will be set up in a position to be able to grab some kills like that. Sable actually managing to grab pretty much all of the CS, and that's a lot down to Cold holding that wave there. Kind of risking his life a little bit, but with the reset from Gala, he knew.
Yeah, still though a CS lead in that bot side of the map for RNG, and again, you're going to see this wave kind of starting to push out now as Abel starts to get aggressive on this bottom side. Aki was pinging on the way for the dragon, so it looks like they want to try and use the push in bot side to turn in towards that objective, but you do have to be so careful with Xiaohu now hitting level 6 and teetering on this top side, but I think it's just about getting vision control and trying to spot out where Aki is.
Yeah, with Gala returning to that bottom side, I feel like priority should go back in favor of RNG here. Going to be tough for Azeri to outpush a Jinx, but Cold still moving forward alongside Aki. Wei currently on his Krugs, and I think Aki and Cold should be able to finish this one off before the contest can come through from RNG. That said, they are fairly slow on this one. Wei drops a ward over, doesn't actually have vision of the dragon, but knows it's kicked off. Looks like the dragon will be taken in the end. So nicely done here by OMG. First Drake on the board. Herald up in 1 minute and 20 seconds. And you can expect that maybe we start to see some swaps come through from AD carries.
I'm curious as to what's going to happen here, though, because I don't feel like, from RNG's position, taking a straight-up 5v5 at the Rift Herald is going to go particularly well for you. You need to try and make a pick happen with Xiaohu beforehand. And I don't think it's going to be able to happen topside just because of the way the wave is positioned. And Shanji going to be perfectly happy to let Breed crash this wave a second time. Maybe they look for something mid here. As you can see, Wei is hovering.
Yeah, Kareem going to use his Shroud here just for the energy to be able to clear this wave out. There's Wei trying to make plays in the mid lane. He keeps on trying to move this way, but it's just not happening. Aki moving away. Was on vision, right? And I think realizing that something was going on there. Ming actually stunned pretty much underneath the tower, but it's just going to be so Abel could farm this wave. In the meantime, though, Gala did manage to get himself a turret plate. Cold moves forward. There's an exhaust. We're stacking up onto Gala here. Flashes forward. One more auto would get the stun, but they can't quite close the gap. And Cold's the one in trouble instead. Low on HP, but will survive.
No level 6 for Gala and Ming, so Cold and Abel trying to abuse that slight advantage that they had, but couldn't quite get it done. Weren't able to get the concussive blow stacks. You can see Cream even roaming down on that bot side as well. But that's the shot.
Oh, he hit level 6 and blind fires it down the lane. Finds a kill onto Cold. That is a heartbreaker for Cold. He thought he was safe. He thought he could just get the reset. But I think the angle that Gala had shot it at as well maybe would have hit the Phantom, but I'm not so sure on that one, actually.
I mean, either way, just nicely done by Gala. And that was what I was worried about as that level 6 was coming through. I thought Cole might have been ready with the unbreakable trigger finger, but unfortunately not. So now kill going over towards Gala, so more advantages on the bot side. RNG also starting up this Rift Herald. You do have Code in the area, though. This could get a little bit messy, but Abel's not going to be here before RNG are able to get onto this objective.
Yeah, that's the key thing. Abel actually cancelled his reset as well, but with Cream moving over, where he's just going to allow this one to reset. Dagda, I think we might have a 5v5 on our hands. Destiny coming through from Xiaohu. Gold card available. Cream gonna get the depth charge, backs away. Ultra Shock laser goes in. Cream gets knocked up, but he's into the middle of everyone. Uses that shroud, knock up across from the Ornn. Ming stunned here. Cream on the backside, but just shot down by Gala. It's one for Xiao as well. Is able into the back of the pit here, blasting a laser, trying to keep himself safe. Has no flash though, and the whole of RNG is here with a double for Xiaohu and 4 on the board for RNG.
Oh, it was the comedy of errors from OMG in that one. RNG pulled the trigger too quickly before able to get into position. And then you get to see as we'll roll into the replay, just a few mistakes throughout this fight mean that OMG actually don't get as much damage as they were hoping off. And RNG are able to take that fight. 2 kills now for Xiaohu. That Rift Tail is going to be so nice for them.
Certainly is. That's a great way for RNG to snowball a lead that they've already got for themselves, getting a tower play in the bottom side, getting one without the Herald up in that top side as well, maybe a second. Gala blasting that shot. Looks like it was nowhere near going for Fountain, but it doesn't matter. Finds himself that rocket onto Cold.
And I want you to keep your eyes on Cream here. Cream hops over the wall, but as he starts to go in again, instantly gets knocked up as he goes in by the depth charge, but doesn't get the full damage off on his E. You also Abel missing this Q on towards Ming means that he has to stick around that bit too long. Misangling the E as well means that he just ends up in the pit rather than escaping. Like, there was just so many mistakes here from OMG that RNG punished really effectively. And again, just a really nice engage from RNG to instantly jump on OMG before Abel could join.
Yeah, it's even worse than you said as well, because it wasn't the depth charge. He'd already got hit by the depth charge. That was the Wukong ult. So, Wei was already spinning, and Cream chose to go in on the Shuriken flip, got hit by the Wukong ult. Bit of a disaster for OMG. Shanji gonna be forced to flash by Breathe here. Is this a solo kill coming on through? Nod into the wall. There's a boulder. One more auto would do the trick, but Shanji survives.
Just about, but Breathe getting control now. Ming!
Oh, the pillar! The pillar blocks Ming's Q there, but the laser coming on through. Now knockups from the Wukong. Ming surviving for so long and traded with Aki. Now Gala getting onto Abel, while the rest of RNG jumping onto Cream and Cold. But Cream with a double kill here. Gala gets one. Cream trying to turn it around. The zap goes wide. It's a 2 for 2.
Kills going towards Cream are going to be fantastic for OMG, but Gala ramping up massively, getting the kills on towards Abel. 2 kills himself now in this bottom side, and this game is very slowly but surely turning into Cream versus Gala.
Certainly is. Xiaohu gonna find that exact player, but they're both on even kills. Xiaohu pretty significantly behind in CS right now, but Cream will finally go for that reset he's been waiting for.
Yeah, we catch on the replay here. So great pillar coming through from Aki, as you pointed out, Munch, to stop the hook coming out here from Ming. So he ends up getting completely caught, but the stopwatch buys so much time. Abel isn't really here as well before Xiaohu's able to come up. And Gala just turns his attention over towards Abel and is just using that range advantage to continually poke down Abel. But we're into another fight here.
We've got that banger that we were hoping for right here as OMG just getting absolutely rinsed. Maybe it's not a banger after all. Maybe it's just Cold getting caught. Abel now being chased down, but just leaps over the wall in true Season 11 style.
Yeah, I mean, nice job there from RNG to get the pick before the fight happened at this dragon. Should give them control over it, although, wait, now going to use the Rift Herald on this bottom side of the map, and I don't think there's very much that OMG can do about it.
I would wager there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. As the tower goes down, that's the first tower of the game. And we said, Dagda, that RNG love to get early gold and early plates onto Gala. Well, he's 3-0-2. He's finished his tower in lane now with 5 plates going his way, at least shared. He's in a fantastic position to snowball. Wei is behind enemy lines right now. Nobody spotted him. Nobody used a sweeper. Nobody saw him in this brush. Cream is trying to move in. Way just wants to be sneaky if he can. Cold finally moves forward. Destiny comes on in. Cream the target. Knock up. Comes on down. Pushed back. Knocked up. Bashed about and goes down. Cream does not get to play League of Legends today as Cold goes down to the Jinx. There's 2 more. Make it 3. He had 3 already. Now it turns into 6. Gold card locked in. Ming looking for the hook. Abel dodges. Gold card lands. There's a zap on top of it as well. Cleanse comes out from Abel though, and he will live.
Everything going in favor of RNG, though. This is a disaster for OMG. Dragons, kills, and everything still going the way of Gala means that there's just no way that they're going to be able to take these fights. And as we said, like, hey, how much control is RNG going to have over Cream? Well, they manhandled him in that fight.
And that was so clutch from Way, right? Hiding in Pixel Brush, knew he had a little pocket of shadow to work with there, and OMG had no idea. Aki felt safe walking through that river, but he didn't actually check the Pixel Brush. And so Cream walked in with a false sense of security.
I want to rewatching this replay. I don't know if Aki's pillar interrupted Cream from getting his shroud down, because you can see here Way gets a good knock up, and then no, it's fine. He just wasn't able to get it down in time. So
it's
I
just
thought
every other CC ability.
Yeah. Shroud just not able to be clicked, which meant that there was just so much damage that was coming through. Even then, I think there was just so much AoE damage between the Cyclone and the Gala ultimate hitting. He would have gone down regardless. But yeah, Cream, unfortunately, as you say, paying the price for not realizing that Way was in the bush. And we'll have to see now, because 6-0-5 on this Jinx. Gala with Kraken Slayer and Rapid Fire Cannon nearly completed. He is monstrous in this game, and you're still waiting for a lot of that extra damage to come through on to the likes of Abel. Even Cream as well, opting in towards the Night Harvester with the buff 2 ability haste on it. It is quite nice for the Akali to have those reduced cooldowns, but it's not going to matter if you don't get to use them in the first place.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can't afford to be caught out like that. Cream has to be one of the focal points for OMG, so can't be in a bad position like that and the fight start off on him. Abel, though, a singular item with boots right now, almost a full item behind Gala. And it's a similar story in that mid lane as well. Xiao almost finishing his second item. So we're going to see how it just started off here. RNG, 5 men strong. They go for the engage. Cold the target here. Born Ultimate will do a lot to peel here as Way the target. Cold finally falls in the front line. Everybody just dropping down. Cream does his best, but there's nothing in the tank. We're just 16 minutes in, Dagda, and it already feels over for OMG. Abel just peppering away with his pea shooter. A red card comes forward, but it's plenty with a double from Breed.
Way even finishes off the Rift Shroud on the backside. I mean, RNG are playing this magnificently. Ming getting these great engages off before OMG are actually able to get themselves in position. And with Gala, as strong as he is, as long as that AD carry stays standing, RNG will win.
I feel like RNG have just been powering up throughout this series, right? Game number 1, not looking hot for them. Got absolutely destroyed by OMG. Game number 2, a little bit closer, but RNG managed to get themselves that win. Game number 3, I mean, they've got to kill a minute so far.
Yeah, it's been an absolute stomp. And you see here, Ming manages to hook on towards Cream. But again, I don't feel like these are the best angles of attack here for Cream. He's not getting a chance to kind of set up and ever threaten Gala. Like, you can see here, Gala completely free hitting this whole time. No real pressure. And the second that Cream goes in, everyone on RNG reacts to make sure that the assassin goes down. And from that point forward, Abel, I mean, he has one item, but you're going up against Gala, who has several, alongside every member of RNG who's been left standing.
I was going to say, you're going up against Gala plus a boatload of CC. Like, not a winnable fight there for Abel. Maybe if he had a few more items, something could be done. But double rapid fire cannons now finished on Gala and Xiao Hu. Big spike. I don't know, Dagda, if you've heard about the Twisted Fate 2-item spike. Orcs was telling me many times about it.
I have heard rumors.
It's, you know, a legendary item spike within League of Legends. And Xiao Hu has hit that mark 2-0 and 11 so far this game. Absolutely mental. But I just want to quickly mention, Gala, 100% kill participation on AD carry with a kill a minute. Like, when have you ever seen that? Oh, Abel's hooked, and Abel's gone. See you later.
Yeah, I think Abel nearly got to take a breath before he died there. And now RNG, I mean, they're just looking at the base. I mean, where else do you go here? You've got a free inhibitor right in front of you.
Yeah, here we go. Ornhorn sounded and denied by Ming. Very nicely done. It's a good pillar from Aki, but there's absolutely no one that can follow up on that one, as Gala is completely impervious here. He could just fire away all day long. Ward denied, Herald down, RNG moved their way in. Everybody is up from OMG. The health bars are halfway gone though. They need to reset, and they're not going to be able to go for that one. Herald might go into Nexus Towers here, Dagda. This might be a fast end from RNG. This would be the fastest game of the season, I'm pretty sure, if they could end right now. Final fight for OMG. They get one for themselves. Ming the next target. Depth charges in. Cream finds a kill. Dodges away from the zap. Able charging forwards. Maybe a chance here as Shanji flashes on in. But Breathe slams them against the wall. And Gala starts to get hyper. Starts to get the resets. And starts to get onto Abel, who dodges the zap. Keeps himself safe and denies the game from RNG. Oh, one more shot would do the trick, but he can't find his target.
Cream is coming out of the base now after the reset, but the fact that in the base, RNG still managed to come out even speaks volumes about how far ahead they are. And now you look at the Dragon, Gala's going to turn his attention over towards that. The base already cracked open, and RNG... we'll ignore that, Breathe. RNG still in a great spot, and the Baron hasn't even spawned yet.
I thought for a second there we were going to see the fastest game with a split in any region. 19 minutes would have been unbelievable from RNG, but OMG hold on. Cream and Abel stepping up. Shanji being that front line as well. And well, let's take another look, because that was a messy fight at best.
Yeah, Cream is in a good spot here, which is why this fight actually goes quite well for OMG. Like, he gets access to Gala, which he's been struggling to do pretty much all game long. Like, the hooks and that are landing, the AoE damage is there, but Cream just about able to get the execution and get out. But unfortunately, here's the next problem. The engage tools for OMG. We kind of talked about this in the champ select, that you are heavily reliant on Shanji having this big Ornn ultimate to set you up. But if you're starting to chase and you don't have that tool anymore, then there isn't really any way to try and close that gap onto RNG.
Feels like perhaps an overchase from OMG there. Shanji, though, I will say, what a knockup to start that one off. Triple knockup from the Ornn. In goes Cold to protect his jungler. Destiny is there. Ornn across the whole team, but RNG, they haven't even lost HP just yet. Way goes Golden in the backline as Xiao, who moves on forward and goes Golden himself. Cream can't get into the play. Gold card locked in, and that means there's no way for the Akali to get back on top of everything. Zap goes through. Breathe boomerangs over the wall, but it's 2 for nothing, and RNG find another opportunity. Ming went in the brush, but this is going to be Baron for RNG.
Yeah, Ming, I say Cream has no perfect execution to get in. We'll get a ward over the wall to spot it's going down, but doesn't actually land the shuriken flip, so can't get in again. So Baron now for RNG, and this is domination. You talked about, we talked about it 21 minutes into the game having 21 kills. Well, the minute by minute kill streak is still going for RNG, and I did think for a second they were going to try and add another one.
RNG and making Dagda make funny noises. Name a more iconic duo.
How dare you? Look, just because you guys want to be pirates with the way you say the letter R, that's none of my business. I don't go around slagging you guys. How dare you?
RNG gonna be very far ahead. Still a kill a minute from RNG, and they want to finish things off. The wind is at their sails. These are seafaring chaps right here, and they're looking to port now. Dock? They're looking to dock in the port.
I was like, you could have turned left. I was like, are we going starboard or port? I was like, where are we going here?
No, I'm just ready for a drink, that's all. I'm looking for a bit of port.
Fair, yeah. I mean, it has been a long old day. Game 6 of the day here.
Mate, it's almost 3 p.m. I should be battered by now. That was a joke for anyone. That was a joke.
I was gonna say, I know that's a joke, but I was gonna say you're gonna get some concerned messages now.
Don't worry, I'm aware it's a problem, guys. It's just don't want to fix it.
The pub quiz that he was talking about is actually just some owl out of the bar and ask some questions at 1 p.m. because it's the other guy who's in there at the time.
Yes, I'm just on the fruit machine. It's one of those trivia ones. Anyway, moving on from my fictional alcoholism, RNG getting aggressive upon here. Ornhorn denied once again by Ming. Has the man ever missed a hook? I don't think so. Cold goes down, and Gala's just free-firing, pulling him back in. Ming and Gala, joint MVP this game, honestly. It's been beautiful to witness. Cream in his shroud, but I don't think he'll be able to survive this one. Oh, the knocker from Shanji. Cream now. Maybe he can. Bopped down by the staff, though, from the monkey. It looked so beautiful, but only for a second. Wei even survives. And yes, you took down the AD carry. But at what cost, OMG? At what cost?
9-1 and 17 will be the final score for Gala. At least he can get an official KDA with a 26 from this game. 100% kill participation on the AD carry still. I mean, RNG
Aki
just
Cole, don't die. Let him
them.
have his 100%. Okay, he got it. He got it. Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. RNG with a schlacking here, showing us that game number 1, just a blip.
Yeah, just a blip on the radar. And it will be, at least at the moment, RNG picking up another win for themselves in the split. Especially since they started off a little bit slow compared to everyone else. Having the 3rd win now is going to be quite nice for them. But yeah, that was an absolute destruction.